Hello and welcome to the Think Share. My name's Zach, here to bring to you the goodest. Know that one of the things I really care about is getting things done on my bucket list. And tomorrow, I'm about to knock one of those things off. Now, after the race, I could imagine that it will change what is on my bucket list. So currently, it's just to run a half marathon and do my best to not stop. I mean, complete a half marathon. I mean, I'm pretty sure there have been days where I've walked for 13 or more miles. Hey, Cliff. Running a half marathon, I think is the idea of running all 13.1 miles in a row, like without stopping, without walking. I don't think I'll have a hard time finishing. The question is how much of it I'll actually be running for. Hey, Jessica. Thank you, Cliff. So today I've been just drinking down this is my favorite new water bottle. I feel like you can't even call it it's like a, yeah, I guess it's a bottle, but I've been drinking out of this all day, and I've probably had like five of them. I don't know the last time I've felt this hydrated in my life, but I had a giant dinner, had fish along with probably a little more than a full pound of pasta. Thanks, Alex. Um, but yeah, so I think the interesting the backstory. So I haven't talked about this much in the past couple of months, but the story I wanted to share with you guys quick is last year for my birthday. I said to my wife, instead of spending a bunch of money on stuff for me, I want you to spend it on experiences. And one of those a couple of them have been going to a regular season Patriots game. Got to see, and she bought Patriots to see us play the Texans, and we ended up getting to watch Tom Brady do a famous fourth quarter comeback, and his final touchdown to Brandon Cooks was like one of the top touchdown passes of the season all around in the NFL. So that was a really cool highlight. The other thing I said to her was I really want to run a half marathon. And I was like, I think we could do it like in a couple months. She's like, I don't think so. Like, I'm not ready. I'm going through some job changes. So we registered in December for the race tomorrow. Now we're going to do it together. Part of it was I really wanted to do something with her. Hey, Latrenda. Um, and so we signed up for it together, and one of the hardest things in the winter months, especially when you're in New England and it's snowing out, is getting out there and exercising. And especially she has been a new practice manager at a Banfield pet hospital, and that's been very demanding on her time. And I've said, like, dude, like, sometimes you gotta de-stress. I was like, Alyssa, go to yoga or something. Like, I know it's challenging for you to even to do any exercise, but I think it'll really benefit you. So even she was having a hard time just like fitting in yoga like once a month. And like the days when she would want to de-stress, she would want to go into the forest. Hey, Alex. And so what we've been really challenged with is practicing running. So honestly, I have not put in a ton of hours into training for it, like your average half marathoner probably is. The other interesting thing about this half marathon is if you go down the page and it says, can you walk it? It says, this half marathon is for runners. And it says, if you are not keeping a 13 minute per mile pace, I'm not really sure what happens, but I guess it's like they start wrapping things up if 13 minutes have passed per that mile. So it starts at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow in Vermont. It's the Closed Bridges half marathon, and I'm excited to do it. One, because it's supposed to be the most beautiful 13 miles of Vermont. I'm finally able to catch your last stream. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you, Lavore. By the way, Lavore, what I wanted, so for everyone coming on here, I wanted to introduce you to Lavore that just posted in the chat there. He's been making some good stuff. I think I found his channel maybe like a month or 2 or 3 ago, and he has 9 subscribers. So if the 5 of you or the 4 other of you were to go on right now and subscribe to him, that would more than increase his channel by 30+%. So I invite you to check him out. He comes out with similar things to what I talk about, which is sort of self-reflection, personal development, and I think he's made some good things, and I think not enough people have found him, and I think he's really get something good going on. And for those of you that haven't seen, Clifford Starks was one of the first in the chat, and Jessica Oakley. Those are 2 other creators that have done recent interviews on Google Hangouts with. I really invite you to go check them out. Um, uh, Clifford was a UFC fighter. He said he's semi-retired, and we had a really awesome like 2.5 hour conversation the other night, and that that stream is up to I think about 17 watch hours or something. And Jessica Oakley, I also did a interview with her the other night, and we're going to be doing some collaborating over the summer, making some music together about personal development, which you just don't see out there. And I'm excited for that. So those are some short little shout outs there. But yeah, so my call to action today for all of you out there is to look at, so what I was trying to say in that story was we haven't necessarily prepped for it. Alyssa actually decided she doesn't think she can keep up that 13 mile per minute, 13 minutes per mile pace, so she's actually not going to participate. I'm kind of like, I have an ego about my athletics. I think I'm always I always think I'm more capable maybe than I am. So I'm gonna be giving a shout out. I'm gonna shot at it. The other day I ran 8 miles. I was doing about 12-minute miles or so. So it'll be challenging to actually make it all the way through, I think, at a 13-minute per mile pace. But I think being in the community where you're around other runners, I'm sure there'll be other people that are similarly slow as me, I'm hoping. I think that'll help me power through. We're not allowed to listen to music or headphones. Apparently it's like some kind of registered race. So there's like rules to it. So I won't be getting to listen to my Gary Vaynerchuk like I have in the past, or my Tim Ferriss. So I'm not looking forward to that part, but I think it'll be a really interesting opportunity for me to get to know myself, because I think so many people, when they're doing long distance running and when they're doing something that's really individual, and you start coming up against yourself and you start coming up against that wall, and the questions are you going to break through it, or are you going to succumb to the pain and suffering in your body and start walking? And the other night I described a sort of a metaphor for long distance running, and how you really are up against yourself. And I really am looking forward to experiencing that battle with my body, because it's been a while since I've had to do something like that. So I invite you all to find what that battle is that's happening within yourself, and just enjoy the fact that you're having the battle. I think so many people are like mad at themselves for succumbing to the pain, and they give up, or some people are really they use it as an excuse to be like, yeah, I'm that guy, I'm that one that is gonna power through. And when I come up against my ego, when I come up against that wall, or what my body, I don't think it can handle, like, I'm gonna stop. And I really invite people just to enjoy being a part of that battle, because I think when you're up against that and you can notice that you're up against that, that's what mindfulness is. And mindfulness has totally changed my life. I don't really use that word too often, but I think it's sort of the buzzword is mindfulness. So I invite you to look for the opportunities that you're coming at that are allowing you to have those mindfulness battles. And for me, I make a YouTube video every single day. The past like couple months, I've actually been doing a ton of live streaming, because I've had so much fun directly speaking with my audience and getting feedback directly from them and having them ask questions along the way. I've had so much fun, and I've realized that one of the battles that I used to have is like, oh my God, what am I gonna come up with for content today? And I've gotten to the point where I have too many ideas and I have to choose one of 20 or something. I made the mistake of smoking when I was 17, smoked for 21 years, not just quitting March 1st. Hey, congratulations. I'm not gonna clap just because it's super loud, and my wife thinks I'm trying to fall asleep right now. I took melatonin an hour ago, but hey, that's unbelievable. There's multiple smokers in my life that I've really encouraged them. One of them is really battling through, get multiple nicotine patches a day, chewing a lot of gum. So congratulations on getting that, and I hope that you talk about that on your channel, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that could really resonate with that. What was the other thing, Alex? I noticed how fast you'd been gaining subscribers in the past couple of days. Yeah, Alex, so a bunch of the new people that are coming on a lot of them are from the hashtag I'm a creator. So I'm gonna be totally honest, is I've been going on to James Cox live chats and finding a ton of creators about my size. Now, a lot of them are not necessarily in the same genre, but a lot of them are similar in size. And so I've been supporting a bunch of them by subscribing to them, and a lot of them have been subscribing back to me, and I don't ask them to. It's sort of a pay it forward. It's sort of a I support you, and if you want to support me back, feel free to, but it's not expected. And I've gotten a lot of support back. And what time Monday morning? Quentin, why don't you let's talk about that on Remind, not right here. But yeah, so I'm about to head to bed, but again, my call to action is when you have those moments when you're up against yourself, enjoy the fact that you're up against yourself, and just in the moment of noticing that you're up against yourself, that can be huge just to notice it. It's like when you're dreaming and then you realize that you're dreaming and you're conscious of it, that can make a huge difference. Like, same thing as when you're angry and you realize that you're angry and you actually kind of have a choice. Smaller than you, but about a foot and a half. When you say a foot and a half, I'm not sure if you mean by height or if you're talking about in subscribe. I'm assuming height. Thank you all. I'm a creator guy as well. Y'all awesome networking strategy, great people, absolutely. And one of the things I'm looking forward to doing with I'm a Creator, especially on the Facebook group, is finding people that do have a bit more similar content to me, and finding more people to collaborate with, similar to Clifford or Jessica that I've had on recently onto my channel. But I want to find my own sort of tribe. Same with Kathy as well. Oh, that's how tall you are. Oh, I get it. But yeah, there's a lot of great creators out there, and I think by networking with a bunch that may or may not be in my genre, I'm going to find more in my genre. And I've been really lucky to just have a bunch of people that have been supporting me, coming onto the channel and looking to see whether they want to be like a fan. And I think that's where you're seeing a couple more. That's why there's 8 people on the stream tonight instead of probably the normal 2, 3, 4. What is your time goal for the half? So let's see, 13-minute miles is what like the minimum is supposed to be. So let's see, 13 times 13.1, that will be 170.1 minutes. So let's see, 180 would be 3 hours. So I think like 2.5 hours would be really good for me. Do you write down your goals, or do you just think it? So in my book, Alex, I'm sure you know this, is that if you go to the back of my book, I have all of my bucket list items, and I've realized that for 90-day goals, you really just gotta write them down and have them in place. Sometimes I'll write them down on a daily basis to really keep track of it. I think I'm definitely gonna hit my goal of having 1,000 subscribers by July 1st. I don't know if we're gonna hit our goal of having our renovations done and rented out by July 1st. That we've just hit another hiccup in that fight there, that battle. I've found that very different genres will support you and really support, not just sub channel. Yeah, I agree with that, Alex, and it's been a really interesting ride, just discovering all these channels. Although at the same time, there's like a lot of channels that I've subscribed to, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? I'm not planning on unsubscribing, but I'm gonna be looking through my subscriptions daily in the middle button in the YouTube app and just see if what catches my eye. So I don't plan on necessarily putting them in playlists or watching all their videos through, but you're gonna have to earn my viewership with putting in the work for thumbnails and having content that really appeals to me, because I'm not for like my viewership's not gonna be for everyone. I'm probably not gonna watch a whole lot of gamers unless they talk about the value of gaming and the sort of philosophical aspect of it. There's a lot of beauty channels I probably won't watch much of, but I'm sure every once in a while they'll come out with video talking about the philosophy of wearing makeup or why they do it or why they started their channel, or a bit more about themselves or a vlog or something. So thank you all for listening. I really ought to go to bed. We're gonna be waking up at about 4:30 a.m. and yeah, that'll give me about 7 hours, 6.5, 7 hours as of now. So thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this, I invite you to subscribe. I think a bunch of you already did subscribe. I'm almost at 900. If you enjoyed this, or if you found some value and you'd like to share this with someone else, you want to see me hit 900, go ahead and do that. Thank you for watching. Stay weird, humans. Yeet!